everyone, so today I wanted to share with you guys 7 things I wished I would have known before I started my curly girl journey, or my wavy hair journey, honestly. So if you're curious or interested, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my hair, what my hair type is, what wave pattern is, and all that good stuff. So my hair, as you can tell, there is some wave to it, but it's very fine. And also I mostly have 2A to barely 2B hair, I would consider it. Very minuscule, I know. But I honestly feel like there's not like a whole large community out there yet. They're starting slowly to like 2A and 2B hair is slowly becoming a thing, which is super exciting. But yeah, my hair, it's super hard to get it to do this most of the time. And that kind of goes in with my first thing I wish I would have known, and that is this journey has no destination. And what I mean by having no destination, obviously having curly hair or wavy hair is the destination, but honestly every day feels like it's completely different. Obviously that is the goal, but most of the time I don't achieve it. Like I said, I have really hard to wave hair, like it's super difficult, and most of the time it's just, I feel like this journey is endless and I'm just doing the same gosh darn thing, and it's just, you know, like a labyrinth.
Get through the labyrinth. Get through the labyrinth.
Second thing I wish I would have known, it takes time. First of all, it takes time for your curl memory to come, or even just takes time with knowing different products, knowing different techniques, or even just applying the product like that. Most of the time I like have to make the decision, okay, do I want to wash my hair? And if so, do I just want to comb it out straight, or do I actually want to style it? And then it takes forever to air dry, so I'm kind of just stuck having a wet head for most of the day, and that's fun. Especially during winter. It's so fun. I love it. The next thing is the curly girl method is a great starting point, but it's not an ending point. Meaning for my hair in particular, my hair, it just doesn't work well with the curly girl method. And for those of you who don't know what the curly girl method is, it's basically a method that restricts products to help you nurture your curls again, kind of help guide you to that journey. And honestly, at first it's really great to start with that, because there are so many products. Like you have your stylers, you have your gels, you have your creams, you have your mousses, you have leave-in, you have different co-washes, you have these different conditioners and protein and all this stuff. It makes no sense when you're first starting out, and it's super overwhelming because I did not know what to do. I panicked and I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And I found the curly girl method, and honestly it limits you to a lot of products, and it was really nice because then I was like, okay, I just stick with these products and then I'll just learn as I go. If you are feeling overwhelmed with like the curly hair aisle, dip your toe into the curly girl method so you could kind of figure out what things your hair actually does need, and then you can adapt your routine to what you really need. And that's what I wish I would have known before, is that don't feel the need to stick to the curly girl method forever. The next thing I wish I would have known is experiment with different techniques, okay? And again, this is like you're so overwhelmed with so many like different products, and then there's technique too. There's technique on how to apply the products in your hair. There's technique to apply with, you know, like scrunching methods, and then there's also techniques with diffusers. Like the list goes on, and I was very closed off to different techniques. I thought for my hair being as fine as it is, that it would not work well with wet styling, and what that means is your hair is wet.
Shocking.
It wasn't until like only a few months ago where I really tried out wet styling. I realized that I was doing it completely wrong. So if there's a style that you tried and you're like, it didn't work out for me, try it again and try it again. Just be open to different techniques. You can obviously find them in different ways. The next thing is, after you have figured out different techniques, obviously if you're new and you're just trying all these different things, you're most likely not going to remember what you did if you had a really great hair day. So what you should do, write it down. Like, don't rely on your memory. Even if you have a great memory, the idea is to try to mimic that same good hair day again. I know there's been many times for me where I forgot like how much water was in my hair at that time before I used this product. Especially if you're experimenting with different techniques, it's really nice to kind of take note of like what affects your hair nicely. So the next thing, as I mentioned with different techniques, there's like ways you can find these different techniques, is to find your hair community and stay connected to them. I, for the longest time, didn't know that there was a wavy hair community. I thought curly hair was curly hair. I didn't know that there was different levels of curliness. Obviously, I knew the curl types, but I didn't know that there was communities for different curl types. I found out that there was a Facebook page and they're really great resources. I really recommend that, especially if you're a newbie. And then the last thing that I really wished I would have done is to not fall in the trap of comparison. And again, especially with my hair type, and if you have the similar hair type with me, it can seem discouraging. It's just mind-blowing because I see all these girls with like actual spirals and they're calling themselves wavies, and I'm like, no, like my hair is wavy. It has a pitiful curl, like it barely spirals. It's a lot of S curls, and it's just honestly like hard to look at these different products and routines and then have their end result be far superior than yours. And it just honestly makes me not want to do this method anymore, or my own method. You know, it makes me not want to really embrace whatever this is, and it's just kind of discouraging. I would say if you are kind of in the comparison bubble, and I would say compare yourself to what your hair was before. If I would have done that, I would have been so much happier because I had straight hair. And then the first day when I started the curly girl method, I had a weird frizzy straight hair. Like it looked so bad, but now I have like actual waves that have definition, that have really good clumpage for me. And it's just a huge like mind-blowing thing that my hair, I used to brush straight all the time and it would dry straight all the time. Like it was like super easy, not gonna lie. And you know what? I'd done this for years thinking my hair was straight, and in fact it had some curl. So the next thing, I feel like it's kind of the same umbrella as not comparing, is to not feel guilty, because with knowing the curly girl method, there's a lot of things that you can't do. You can't heat style, you can't brush your hair out, you can't do this, that, silicones, that, like there's so many things. Like I said, that method is nice to restrict things so when you're first starting out, but it can seem very daunting, and I felt very shamed, first of all, for having this texture of hair because everyone else had beautiful hair. And then I also felt guilty when I didn't want to put in the effort and to style my curls. I would always just feel so horrible. Honestly, I needed to, because it was my sanity. It was like my mental struggles that I had to have with this hair. Don't guilt yourself into feeling bad that you should be better, that your curls should be better, that you're doing a terrible job. Like, don't get in that rabbit hole, because it's not fun. I think that's the biggest roadblock I have ever faced in my wavy hair journey. You're doing the best that you can do. If you need a break, take that break. It's totally fine. Anyways, that is everything. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!